I love going to the movies, but in this stage of my life, I don't often get to go. The last film I saw in theaters was The Marvels, which was terrible. Seriously, what were they thinking? Even still, it was fun because I was in the theater. Popcorn, Coke, some candy, still a great experience. Every summer we do a series at ERBC called At the Movies, and I love it because it kind of reminds me of being a kid. There's a nostalgia to it. This summer we're going to add in a couple throwback movies that hopefully will make it even more fun. Now, the closest theater to us growing up was an AMC, and if you grew up at the same time I did, going to an AMC theater, you probably remember how the movies always began. With the message, shh, silence is golden. Now, according to one website, this promo ran from 1986 to 2011, at which point it was replaced with the encouragement to silence smartphones and things like that. Which is funny because the assumption behind the change is that we are more prone to interact with someone outside the theater than someone we came with. That said, the message silence is golden probably rings even more true in our day. That is, in our sound-soaked, always-on world, silence is a prized commodity and rare experience. It's also the subject of the opening verse in Revelation chapter 8. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. The first thing that comes to mind is Elijah's encounter with God on Horeb. There was an earthquake and then fire. The Lord was in neither. We're told that after the fire was a sound of sheer silence. God was in the silence. That's a nice thought, but probably not what's going on here. The silence in this case is an indication of impending judgment. Habakkuk 2:20 states, "The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth be silent before him." Zechariah 2:13 is similar. "Be silent, all people, before the Lord, for he has roused himself from his holy dwelling." Now, these texts are important because Revelation chapter 8 places us in the midst of God's holy dwelling. And what's occurring there is silence. Now, judgment is implicit in the surrounding texts, and they echo what's explicit in the first half of Zephaniah 1:7. "Be silent before the sovereign Lord, for the day of the Lord is near." We could note the contrast between the sense of awe and anticipation of the angels and elders in the heavenlies and the cries of those in chapter 6. Calling to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb." Now, it appears that what is about to take place is answering the prayers of the souls under the altar, God's justice. Evil is a real thing and it needs to be dealt with. But as Alexander Solzhenitsyn once said, the line separating good and evil passes not through states, nor between classes, nor between political parties either, but right through every human heart and through all human hearts. There, but for the grace of God, go I. God's judgment of the reprobate is not something that we triumphalistically rejoice, nor is it something that causes us to disparage the righteousness of the judge. God's judgment should bring us to silence. And in humility, thank God for the gift of the Lamb through whom we may stand. Have a blessed week.